If pigmentation is your biggest skin struggle, you're not alone, and it's not hopeless. Today, we're sharing the top 10 most effective ways to fade pigmentation from melasma to sunspots and how to get brighter, more even skin tone without wasting time or money.
All right, today we are going to go through 10 ways to finally fade dark spots.
Right.
All right, let's have at it.
That is a big problem for many people.
Absolutely. It's probably
Number 2.
I'd say number 2 problem. I'd say, obviously
Wrinkles first.
Anti-aging and wrinkles is our first and foremost with, loose and crepey skin, that sort of thing. And then pigmentation. Those two are really up there.
Yeah, all day long I'm saying the same thing. So,
Yeah.
let's just say what all those things are.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the first thing is to understand what type of pigmentation you have. And we know that there's about 3 types that you can have.
Right.
Those are melasma,
The worst.
sun damage,
Yep. And
post-inflammatory pigmentation.
then- Yeah, so post-inflammatory, that's something that you've almost like caused yourself. Like,
Or it could be from a bug bite or something.
yeah, so
know?
to explain what post-inflammatory, it just makes sense. Post-inflammatory, post-inflammation,
Yeah.
pigmentation.
After something happened, it got inflamed.
Yeah, the pimple is the biggest one. A pimple or a bug bite.
Yeah.
If you are somebody that when you get a pimple or a bug bite, it turns pink, you're generally not going to deal with too much of that.
Right.
If you get a pimple or a bug bite and it turns brown, then you're going to run the risk of getting post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. So
Right.
let's say you did a peel and you did it too strong or something along those lines and you ended up with PIH.
Yeah.
That's something that's got to be treated for sure.
Well, and sun damage seems to be pretty self-explanatory.
Yep.
But let's dive into melasma a little bit.
Yeah.
Why is it so stubborn?
Well, that's what I have. I have melasma. And it is just hyperpigmentation,
Yeah.
but it's worse because it's not just aggravated by, if you're in the sun, it's aggravated by heat and
Yeah.
hormones.
Right.
So anytime you have fluctuating hormones, it gets worse. It's harder to treat and it's not curable, let's say.
Okay.
You're prone to it. You're always going to have it. If I were to go in the sun for an afternoon, let's say, and I don't put sunblock on, that's it. I'm all done. All the
Yeah.
work that I've done for the past year of my life is now ruined because I will have dark splotches here, and then you get almost like in the beard line. These are common areas above in the foreheads,
Right.
up here in your temples. It's just like you're a raccoon with a beard, and it's not pretty. And that's why, to avoid all these things, sunblock,
Yeah.
big hat, shade
Yeah.
your face,
Right.
and don't try to tan because tanning it's not worth it.
Well, that's a perfect segue into number 2 is daily sunscreen.
Daily sunscreen.
Yes.
I love this one. This is the Flawless SPF 50. This
Yeah.
is my favorite
Right.
one. Obviously, we have all the different ones.
It's our biggest seller, too, out of the sunscreens we carry.
And it comes in the different tones too. Like there's this one is medium to dark. They call it richly tinted, and then they have lightly tinted. I use the lightly tinted because I don't ever have a tan. Yeah, these are great. And then we also have the different. We carry Coates' line. And we have the face if you have oily skin,
Right.
and we have the sensitive that doesn't have any colors in it. It's just
Right.
the white, really good. That one is even good that you can put that one on right after a treatment.
Yeah.
Like a needling or chemical peel or something,
know.
if you were to go off that sensitive one, that's exactly why we have that one. But yeah, and now there's a lot of talk right now, crazy talk about how, the sun is good for you and it's curing all these things and it doesn't cause cancer. Well, the sun is good for you.
Vitamin D.
Vitamin D is good for you. All that is good for you, but you don't need to be tan to utilize the benefits of the sun. You can get those benefits in, 10 to 15 minutes, and it certainly doesn't need to be on your face.
Right.
Okay? Get it on your arms or your legs or something like that. Spend your time out there. I'm not saying sun's not good for you. Sun's great for you. But excess sun burns.
Yes.
That has been proven for many, many decades that does cause skin cancer.
Yeah.
And the only way to avoid that is to either A, avoid the sun, or B,
Right.
put some sunblock on. And people are worried about the chemicals in sunscreen. And I don't like the chemicals in sunscreen either.
Right.
Okay, so we don't carry a brand that uses anything other than a natural titanium dioxide
Right.
or zinc. That is what's in the Coats products.
Yes.
How those work, they don't sink into your skin like the chemicals do.
Right.
The other chemical sunscreens, they sink into your skins. So that invites heat and inflammation and all that kind of I don't want my sunblock inside my skin.
Yeah.
When you use titanium dioxide or zinc, that is your last layer. It sits on top of your skin, and all it does is reflect the sun's rays away.
Nice.
It's like 1,000, way more than 1,000, 100,000 mirrors on your face. It's just
Wow, cool.
reflecting the sun away. So it's just protecting your skin and
Sure.
keeping it safe. It's a safe type of sunblock to use.
Yeah.
I really like this one. They do a lot of testing. They're reef safe, all this kind of great stuff.
Nice.
But that's so important. If you're not putting your SPF on every day, you are inviting a lot of problems. Pigmentation is one of them.
Sure. Peels. Let's talk about peel strategy.
Peels, yeah. There are a couple of acids that I tend to run to when somebody has pigmentation. If you have a very light surface layer issues, they're all right in the top, something that's new, sun damage, things like that. You don't necessarily need an aggressive peel to take care of those. And let's say not everybody wants a lot of downtime, right? So I tend to run to either the Mandelic or the Lactic 50.
Right. Both good
Both of
choices.
those, like the Lactic 50 will give you pretty much zero downtime. You can do it weekly if you want. Mandelic, same thing, hint of dryness, maybe a flake or two. If you need to do a stronger peel, let's say you've got a lifetime of sun damage,
Yes.
I would usually go for Jessner. I would do Jessner first, and sometimes you can use it with TCA as well, but I find that Jessner, it has the resorcinol in there, and it also has the lactic in there. And resorcinol is kind of like hydroquinone in a way.
Right.
It's very, very similar, so it helps to lighten in those same ways. And then there's also salicylic in here. So that just happens to be like one of the best ones. Dream Peel can be also really good. Dream Peel could be another one.
Yeah.
Because retinoids are super helpful for turning that skin over more quickly,
Sure.
getting the damage up and out. I would say like a Dream Peel would be a good one too.
Excellent.
Anything else you suggest, or those are the ones you grab for?
Yeah, I believe those are the ones I normally recommend. Obviously, Jessner would be the peel of choice for most. And then if they want to bump it up a little, they can go add the Dream Peel as a finisher.
There you go.
Yeah, that's always
Jessner
good.
plus Dream
Or
Peel.
if they want something milder, normally I go for the Lactic or Mandelic is what I
Yeah,
recommend.
so that's the same thing. Those are just the best ones for pigment.
Okay, so then using pigment-safe brightening ingredients.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, very important. So obviously we love our Fade Bright.
Yes.
And this you need a melanin inhibitor. And there are a lot of melanin inhibitors.
Yes.
Okay, there are a lot of different things that have those properties to it. But the strongest, most focused ones,
Yes.
I would say, are like alpha-arbutin or
Yeah.
hydroquinone, which is prescription only. So, of course, we use something that's over the counter in our product, and this is alpha-arbutin. And, the regular daily percentage of this is, I think, maximum is 2%. Ours is 4% because I have melasma and I need to treat this. So that is really important to have something like that. Yes, azelaic great, kojic is great, glutathione is great.
Yes.
Retinoids. I mean, this has all of those in there. This has like the Grand Active retinoid in there. All of those are super. The thing is, though, that you have to use it consistently. You can't just use it once in a while, once a week, something like
Right.
that. You have to build up to it. Like ours is pretty strong. I would, you need to start this, 3 times a week maybe, add on days. But once you're doing that every day, you could use it once, twice a day. And if you're continuously using a melanin inhibitor, that will help to fade any pigmentation you have. That's a way to treat post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation.
Yes.
Prevent your melasma from getting out of hand. So super, super important.
All right, number 5. Let's talk about our Vis IPL.
Yeah, IPL. IPL is great for lots of things,
Sure.
Like acne and wrinkles and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
But it is also very good for sun damage. And this particular one we have, the Vis IPL, this comes with, it used to be 3 different cartridges. Now they're they're getting rid of the acne one because the Rejuvenate covers acne.
Yes.
And Rejuvenate is also what I would recommend right here for hyperpigmentation.
Right, yeah.
And that can be done a couple times a week.
Sure.
It can be done in conjunction with other things.
Right.
You just alternate.
And then let's also not forget about considering our Illuminate.
That LED.
Yeah.
Red is good for hyperpigmentation and yellow. And this happens to have the red and yellow mixed together.
Right.
So you're getting both red, infrared, and yellow
Yes.
when you're on setting 1.
Right.
And then the alternative setting is blue, which isn't super especially helpful for hyperpigmentation, but the red one. And that is so easy, painless. You could do that every single night if you wanted to. Every other night is perfect. That's going to help. And no, it does not have UV rays in it. It's not going to give you a sunburn. It's
Right.
not going to, change your skin tone by any way. Because that happens to be a question that sometimes people think like it's going to cause sun damage because it's a light.
Yes.
But there's no UV rays in an LED light. So it's
Yes.
perfectly safe and it actually treats pigmentation.
Awesome. Okay, so number 7, stop making it worse.
Stop making it worse. How are we making it worse?
Over exfoliating.
Honestly, being a little bit too aggressive, thinking that, well, Fade Bright plus Serum 15 plus a peel plus this plus that plus, or they're putting on
Yeah.
just too much. I feel like the key things are like your daily melanin inhibitor, your sunblock,
Yeah.
and like a retinoid at night. I
Yeah.
think just something like this, which is in a normal daily regimen,
Yeah.
is enough
Right.
to help treat that. Then you can add on things like peels or
Sure.
whatever if you want to, give a boost. But, just your everyday products. Blocking the sun, because sun's going to cause more spotting. Using your inhibitors, which will help if you do tend to get a little bit of sun. That
Yeah.
will help. And then the retinoids.
Yeah.
Really helpful.
Speaking of retinoids, let's talk about the nighttime must-haves for pigmentation.
Literally just what I said, right? Fade Bright
Yes.
and Fusion A. Nighttime
Yeah.
must-haves for hyperpigmentation.
Yeah. Moisture is key as well because those.
Yeah,
can be
put
a
your
little
moisturizer
dry.
on
Yeah,
top.
absolutely. But those are the 2 must-haves.
Must-haves. And actually, our Fade Bright has a little bit of retinoid in there. So let's say you had to be really, really choosy and you had to pick one. You have melasma or any of these issues and you have to pick one. Go ahead and just pick Fade Bright, right? Because this has everything in there. So you could technically get away with that.
Number 9, be patient but not passive.
Be patient, but not passive. Yeah, it's going to take time.
Yeah.
Right? Pigmentation runs very deep in the skin.
does.
Some is surface, so your brand new pigmentation is surface. You might be able to get that off really quick with a
Yeah.
light peel and some inhibitors. But most is from your entire lifetime.
Yeah.
And it's going to take a series, it's going to take your everyday
Yeah.
products plus probably a couple series of peels to
Yes.
really get that off if it's on the body. Same thing.
Yeah.
It's a lifetime of damage could take 20 peels plus
Exactly.
everyday products
And
to
that
get it where you
segues-
want it.
That segues us into number 10. Find a routine and stick with it.
Yeah, consistency is key.
That's it.
You must continue doing this every single day or every single week or every single month and take a photo of
Yeah.
what you're doing, right? Because I can't state enough, like, I can get 12 freckles here. And
Yeah.
if I were putting a pigmentation, like I'm putting Fade Bright on there and I did a couple Jessner peels and I'm like, I still have freckles. Okay. But then
Yeah.
if you looked at the picture of this arm next to the picture that you took 4 months ago and you look and you're like, well, that freckle's gone, that one's gone, that one's gone. But, oh, yeah, I have one here and I have one here.
Right.
But those 8 are gone, but these 2 are still there. But if you were just looking at your arm, you're not realizing that. You're like,
Yes.
well, I still have things. That doesn't mean it didn't work.
Right.
Be patient.
Be patient.
Be patient, grasshopper.
consistent. Exactly. It's Andrea always says this on the page. It's a marathon, not a race.
Yes. You're going
It's
to keep going.
Very true. You just gotta, like you said, it takes a long time for this pigmentation to get there, and it's going to take some time to correct it. And
Absolutely.
it's more of a lifestyle change too, because you have to always be diligent of wearing the sunscreen, wearing the protective clothing, thinking
Yeah.
ahead of time. And it's just something that
Hats.
yeah, and before you know it, you won't even realize that you're doing all the proper things.
Yeah, you'll just be automatically doing it. And then before you know it, you're looking beautiful. And people are like, oh, you have the prettiest skin.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I don't.
Right.
Maybe I do.
Right, and then you run to the mirror.
And you're like, my gosh, I do look good.
Thank you, Jennifer at Platinum
You're
Skincare.
welcome.
Perfect. Good. Well, I think these 10 tips are going to help
Keep 'em
get
on the
people on the
way.
right track.
Yeah, simple.
If you have any other questions, you can give us a call at 1-800 917-3155. We're happy to help.
Yep, or you can email support@platinumskincare.com or join the Facebook group, Platinum Skincare Gurus.
Absolutely. Have a great day.